Well, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Papa's Workshop. These are for Adam, Brady, Luke, and Brenna. We're going to finish up a corner chair in this session, and then we'll be on to some other project. But let's check in with my assistant first. There she is, ready for action. You ready to finish up today? Oh, I know. All right, I've started on the upholstery of the slip seat. I should have taken pictures earlier, but I made the frame, and it's kind of odd. I put a 45 there. It just allowed me, it kind of gives support where the front of the chair is. But it also allowed me to get all four pieces out of one board without hitting a knot. So I built the frame with mortise and tenon, actually floating tendons, and I kept the tendons away from the edge, about an inch. So they're here, and then there's a bigger one on the front end. So I did that, and then I don't know if you can see it there, but see I've brought the edge of that down to be just under the lip of the chair. All right, we got this lip here. It's a 1/2 inch down, and we're going to cover this with leather. And the leather I got is 1/16 of an inch thick, so I basically made a line and brought that tip to be a 1/16 of an inch below that 1/2 inch, because we're going to have the leather underneath the chair. It's going to lift this. We don't want that edge sticking up above our chair lip. And then I've rounded it so that it's not a sharp edge. So I put the webbing, interleave the 4 pieces of webbing, and then put that on with tacks, and then I just stapled some burlap on there. That keeps the foam, the cushion stuff I'm going to use, keeps that from pushing through the webbing. So that's what that's for. So we'll have to put some cushion on there, and then we're going to cover it with a thin cotton material called muslin. Get it all straight. Like once that's all done, then we're going to put the leather over top of that. And here's a quick look at the leather we've got to put on there. So I think that'll look pretty good. Well, we upholstered the seat, but it looks like crap. The leather's just too thick. We cannot get those wrinkles out of there. See underneath there. We pulled and pulled. We got it smooth right in there, but we pulled and could not get the wrinkles out up top. So I like the color of this leather, but it's just too thick. So I got another piece here, and it's more of a consistent color, but you can see it's way more flexible than it's thinner. It's thinner than this other stuff, and it's way more flexible and stretchy. So we're going to go with that, just plain that color, and I'll try again. So I'm going to have to make a new frame because I cut that frame down for this thicker leather, and we need the seat to be fit tight into the seat because there's nothing that holds it in there. So we got to redo the frame. Basically, we're going to start over. All right, here we are again. We're upholstering the seat. I decided that there wasn't enough difference in thickness between those two leathers. The new one is a lot more flexible and stretchy, so I think it'll be okay. But I'm going to use the same frame, so I took everything off. I still have the webbing on there, but I decided to see the strings that just kind of tie that first layer of cushion material down. Traditionally, they would have used horsehair underneath this, or you know, on top of the webbing, and then a coat of material. But I'm going to put just 2 layers of this stuff, and then so it's going to be like this right there. And then we'll scrunch that down like before. Oh, and I use this upholstery needle to do the string. All right, we finally got the seat done. It's still got a few wrinkles in there, but that leather just doesn't have enough stretch in it to get around it. I don't know how they did the original. Maybe there's a secret to it. Maybe you have to get it wet or something first. But anyway, that's something that always can be redone, the upholstery part of it. So we're there. So now I just need to go over it one last time. The top arm piece is glued on, so we are ready for finish. And normally I would, on a cherry piece, I would put a coat of dye on there first to give it that darkened, aged look right out of the chute. But I am a little leery of getting it on even with so many curves. I mean, I thought about spraying it, but there'd be overlap one way or another, and doing it by hand, I'm afraid there's so much end grain that it's just gonna. So I think what we're gonna do is just use shellac and just let this age naturally. So, you know, 5 or 10 years from now, it'll be as dark as using the dye. So we just have to wait. So we're gonna go over this one last time and then clean all the dust off it, and put a coat of shellac on. Well, here we are with the first coat of shellac. Doesn't look like much. There's so much end grain showing that it kind of soaks in pretty good. I used a 1 pound cut to make it easy to brush, and so I'm going to take a few more coats. I do have a spray unit, but the weather's not really cooperating. I have to do it in the garage, so we will see. Maybe the final couple of coats. Anyway, let this dry for a bit. Well, here's the finished chair. Looks pretty good. The seat could have been a little lighter. And I got a little bit too much curve in the arm supports, but it looks pretty nice anyway. So we got some of the details here, the elbow pads. There's the crest rail, and of course the splats. And then we got the bone claw feet, and the front elephant face. Pretty happy with it. So that'll be it for this.